Before the beginning, there was nothing. No earth, no heavens, no stars, no sky. Only the mist world, formless and shapeless. And the fire world, always burning. In Jotunheim, the home of the giants, is Mimir's well. Mimir, the wise one, the guardian of memory, knows many things. His well is wisdom. The ash tree grows between the 9 worlds and joins them each to each. The dragon Nidhogg lives in these waters, and it is always gnawing at the root from below. At the edge of the flame stood Surta. He will go forth from Muspel with his flaming sword and burn the world with fire, and one by one the gods will fall before him.
Well, hello. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Dark Horse Comics here because today is Wednesday, which means we are back once again. Yeah, we are back once again for new Comic Book Day. Hey, because today is the day that comics and books come out in your comic book shops. And we're here to celebrate all of the new things. With me today on the Dark Horse Hat Crew, I have Brennan Thome. Hey, Brennan.
Hi.
Brennan, what is your job at Dark Horse? Will you tell the people?
I am a designer. I'm upstairs when we're in the office, and I do the Diamond Previews catalog. When we do conventions, I do the convention graphics, various comics, layout, trades, all that good stuff. Ooh,
the books.
We can talk about that later. Not right
it haunts our dreams. Also with us today is Brett Israel. Hey, Brett.
Hello.
What is your job at Dark Horse, Brett?
I am an associate editor. I edit lots of things, or help edit lots of things. Some of the art books we're going to talk about today are lore books, or I don't really know how to categorize one of them now that I'm saying it out loud, but also lots of creator-owned comics and localizations. So.
And we have had Brett and Brennan both with us here on stream a few times before. It's always awesome to have you guys join us and get to hear a little bit more of a, deep dive behind the scenes of what you guys work on. I'm Kara. I work in marketing at Dark Horse and marketing communications. So I kind of get to work on all of the books that we do, all the single issue comics, all the books, helping to make sure that you guys get information about them and where to buy them and all of that good stuff. I want to make sure to let you all know that we do, as usual, have a giveaway today. The giveaway will be announced in the chat momentarily. And the keyword today for this giveaway is, are you ready? Reagan. Reigen, because one of our new releases is Mob Psycho 100 Reagan. So Reagan, just like that. All you need to do is enter that word in the chat once and only once. Your entry will be counted, and we'll draw a winner near the end of the stream. What you win today is a copy of this Reagan and Spill on Wheels Volume 2 trade paperback, out in comic shops today, and it will be in bookstores next month. We'll talk more about that in a moment as well. And you'll win the single issues that we're going to cover today too, all the new stuff that is out this week. So single issues and those 2 books. So pretty sweet prize. Enter Reagan in the giveaway now and anytime before the end of the stream today. Before we get into it, we have one more little thing. Brennan, can you tell people a little bit more about how and where they can get all of these comics we're going to tell them about?
Yeah, I can tell you. So comic book stores, right? Shops, stores. A lot of them are doing curbside pickup. That's a really good option to keep supporting smaller neighborhood comic shops. You know, graphic novels, bookstores, same with that. Try to support local comic or bookstores if you can. Online, you can go to indiebound.org, bookshop.org, and then obviously Comic Shop Locator for comics. And yeah, you know what? Just go find some on the street. They might just be lying around. Who knows?
Free comic pile.
Free comic pile. Yeah.
All our comics are available worldwide in English, typically. So even if you're in Canada or Europe or other places, just check with your comic shop and you should be able to order or pick up most of the stuff we're going to talk about today. So the giveaway is now open in the chat. Remember, just enter the keyword once and only once, and we'll count your entry. The keyword is Reagan. And before we get into the new releases this week, we do have a few announcements to go over. One was kind of revealed yesterday. Brett, can you tell folks about what that book is?
Yes, Apex Legends Pathfinder's Quest. Very excited to finally announce this book. It's a lore book that really goes deep into everything Apex Legends. It's kind of like a travel guide almost, kind of through the eyes of Pathfinder, the friendly robot friend, as he essentially interviews everyone. And you find out every piece of lore you could possibly want to know. About the world, about the characters. It's just a great book. It's really well designed. And the writers, Manny Hagopian and Tom Casiello, I'm sorry, Tom, did a really excellent job fleshing everything out. It's great.
I have actually not played Apex. But I am curious to learn about it through this book. It looks really, really fun. I've seen a couple of the interiors so far. So yeah, Apex, their team is really excited about it. I know they'll be sharing a bit more on their social media in the days to come. So check that out. Once we have preview pages available, you'll see those on our website too. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I know we have a lot of Apex Legends fans out there, and including some of our comics creators.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited to see some Apex.
I don't think I said this. It comes out in February, and you can pre-order it. Those are the essential things that I should have said at the beginning. So
key information, which I was expecting it to be out later in the year, actually. So hey, sooner is better. Yeah, you can pre-order now. All the usual places. We've got some links on our website, darkhorse.com. Just search Apex and it should come up for you. Yeah. We also had a little announcement today, which I know many of you are interested in. Just a few. Avatar, The Last Airbender, to be specific. We do have new news for you. Finally, yes, we're able to, in conjunction with our partners at Nickelodeon and the whole team, because once again, just a reminder that Dark Horse doesn't do these all by ourselves. Of course, all of our Avatar and Korra comics are made in partnership. They're planned out. We get everything organized with Nickelodeon and Mike and Brian and the whole team before we can put that news into the world. But we're super excited to announce the next standalone graphic novel in the series will star Suki, and it is called Suki Alone. So like I said, this is a standalone graphic novel. It follows Katara and the Pirate Silver, which is out now, and also the next one, the next single volume graphic novel, which stars Toph Beifong, called Toph Beifong's Metal Bending Academy. That one will also be available in February. You can pre-order it now. Suki Alone will be the next one in the ongoing graphic novel series. This one is once again by the creative team of Faith Erin Hicks with Tim Hedrick, who is a writer on the series, of course, Peter Wortman on art, and colors once again by Adele Matera. This is, like I said, available for pre-order now. It'll be out in 2021 June. And we're super excited to be able to give you that info now. It's the only announcement we have for the moment for Avatar and Korra, but stay tuned. Both the editors, Rachel and Jenny, have been on stream recently. We've kind of mentioned that, yes, we've got lots more cooking with the team, but as we've said, we just can't announce quite yet until everybody is ready and everything is in place to make sure that you have all the info you need and you can pre-order all the things. So stay tuned. We'll give you more when we can. But for now, let's be excited because we have a new graphic novel coming up. First, there's Toph Beifong's Metal Bending Academy, and then you'll get Suki Alone. So more details about that were announced earlier today, and we'll have more on our website coming up this afternoon. That's it for the Avatar and Korra stuff for today. There is another game you guys might have heard of, which we are expecting, momentarily, like now, basically. Cyberpunk 2077 by those guys at CD Projekt Red. We have a few books and other things available that tie into Cyberpunk. So, Brett, actually, you've joined me on stream previously with Ian Tucker, the other editor on these. We showed off the world of Cyberpunk 2077. Can you tell folks a little bit about these books and like what the editions are?
So the world of Cyberpunk is another lore book that tells you everything you will ever want to know about the world of Cyberpunk. It's available now, so you could frantically study it before the game comes out tomorrow. But it showcases a lot of really cool art from the game. It's just a really good primer to the whole world. We have multiple editions of it. So there's a standard edition, which is they're showing right now, but there's also a deluxe edition that comes in a nice like slipcase thing. It's got a litho in it. Some other stuff that my head is just completely blank right now.
It is really cool. It's like the case for the deluxe is another one that's kind of like a video game cartridge almost that you open up. We have an image, if it comes up in our rotation here, there is a special deluxe edition, which is only available in Europe because Forbidden Planet actually commissioned basically their own deluxe edition of the world of Cyberpunk 2077. So they have their own take with their own bells and whistles and extras on this book. So it contains the core art book, all the arts, like the postcards and things like that, but different ones. So if you go to Forbidden Planet's social media, you'll see they've been sharing it, and we will drop some links to that later too. But yeah, so they have a special edition only available in Europe. So that's kind of cool. We also have a lot of other Cyberpunk stuff.
Looks like this.
Yeah. Brett's got one. How does Brett have one? Temporary tattoos too. How could I forget?
Yes.
Get decked out in your Cyberpunk swag on your body. You also get a postcard of the Cybertruck, which, I mean, who doesn't need the Cybertruck? Also, we have comics. Cyberpunk Trauma Team is 3 issues out so far. Issue 4 comes out next week, so we'll feature that on a future stream. But those are doing really well so far. Make sure you pre-order at your comic shops, actually, if you haven't already, because they're so popular. They have been selling out, so make sure you get that order in at your comic shops. The series is by Cullen Bunn and Miguel Valderrama, and it's really fun. It kind of expands the world of Cyberpunk, a little bit of a prequel for those of you who have been excited and waiting for the game. We also have tons of figures, including Johnny Silverhand, the male V, and then also we added recently female V and several other characters. You can see all of those on our website at darkhorse.com. We have lots of other accessories too, in case this is not enough. You can get your Johnny Silverhand and Night City pins and patches and magnets and water bottles and mugs and shot glasses and all kinds of stuff. Puzzles. We actually have several different puzzles too. So whatever it is you like, or maybe Christmas holiday type gifts for other people in your life to complete your Cyberpunk collection. We've got a lot all together with CD Projekt Red. You can see all of those, like I said, at darkhorse.com. And that is it for announcements. We will surely have more soon, so check back. Darkhorse.com and our social media are always good places to check. But for now, let's get into all of our new books this week. And I'm going to turn it over to Brennan for the first one.
All right. So, first one on this list today is Alien, the original screenplay, hardcover, also issue number 5. It's five full issues of the miniseries, and it's based on Dan O'Bannon's original screenplay, which is super cool. And it's by Cristiano. I do not know how to say his last name. Kara, do you know?
I wish I were better at it, but I think it's Sejas.
Sejas. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
And then Guillermo Balbi.
Guillermo Balbi and Kim got those ones. And this is the last Aliens title from Dark Horse before the license moves at the end of the year. So yeah, get all your Alien and Predator and AVP books while you can before they're gone, because they're going to go back into space.
Yes.
Number 5 is also out this week, and there was a shipping delay with Diamond. If you're collecting the single issues, you can get both. The variant cover by Walter Simonson and Dave Stewart is like so cool. So you need that in your life and on your bookshelf. So yeah, Alien.
Yeah. We had timed them. They were both solicited, which means they were both supposed to be in comic shops together last week, but I guess issue number 5 apparently was a bit late. So now you can get both the hardcover and the single issue if you're collecting the singles all at once at comic shops. Brett's got another book.
Thank you for teeing that up for me. So this week, NieR Automata World Guide Volume 2 came out. This follows up the Volume 1 World Guide. Thank you. This actually is kind of a mixture of a strategy guide-ish and lore book. It is, and this has a handful of interviews in it as well. It is a very, very dense volume of maps and timelines and every item that exists, and just deeply immersed in the world of NieR. If you're a fan of the game or a fan of like any of the novelizations, or I know there is a lot of outside fiction as well, you should get this. There are some short stories in it as well. It's a localization, but I know our designer on this, Amy Renz, did a lot of really good work on this. These tables especially were quite a challenge, but I think they look great. So it's from the Square Enix game. Make sure I cover everything. It's available now. Yeah.
Yes. New this week. I just like to look at the art in these, honestly. I really like that style.
I think like our Final Fantasy books, as someone that when I helped work on this book, when I first started, I hadn't played any of the games. Just like skimming the like aesthetic of the game itself is very pleasing. So
we actually, when conventions in person were still a thing, which they're not, so that's why we're doing these virtual things for you to try and still give you guys something to enjoy and watch, and we'll do panels and live readings and stuff like that here too. But yeah, when conventions were a thing and people would come and cosplay to our booth, I used to see a lot of cosplayers from this video game franchise, which is pretty cool because, again, like the character designs I think are like the most recognizable. I think the artwork is really beautiful for them.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting new this week for any NieR fans. I know it's been a bit since our first volume came out. So we also have a lot of new single issue comics, and we're going to kind of mix them up a little bit today, going back and forth. But in single issues this week, first up, I'm going to tell you all about the new Killjoys comic. We do have a new Killjoys out this week, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem, number 3. That arrives in comic shops today. And as with all the issues in this miniseries, there are a couple of variant covers for each one. So the core team on all of these is Gerard Way, that Gerard Way, yes, from My Chemical Romance, along with Sean Simon. Interior art by Leonardo Romero. He also does the main covers. colors by Jordi Belair, and letters, as always, by Nate Picos, who is amazing and has been a guest on here a few times. He letters a lot of comics. So we also have variant covers by Becky Cloonan, of course. She was the artist on the original Killjoys comic series. And we also have a variant cover this week by Andrew McLean, which is pretty cool. You might know him from, Headlopper and Apocalyptic Girl, which is another graphic novel that we published, which is another favorite of mine, actually. So yeah, National Anthem issue number 3 is new this week. If you are a My Chemical Romance fan, then you probably know what this is all about. The Killjoys comics tie into the MCR albums, and this one this isn't like pick up exactly where the last one left off, this comic series. I would say you could pick it up even if you haven't read the previous one. Also, if you're not an MCR fan, you can still enjoy these comics. I originally picked them up blind off a free Comic Book Day issue and had no idea they were a tie-in, and I still liked it. So there you go. They're pretty fun. And again, this is issue number 3. We're kind of getting into a climax with this issue here. After finding their final missing team member, the reassembled Killjoys exterminating team have a shootout with an enemy gang and discover a bizarre authoritarian scheme from their corporate adversaries. So this one's picking up, getting pretty active. And if you are a fan of any of the things I just mentioned, Gerard, Killjoy's other comics, MCR, definitely give this a try. And it's just a fun comic all around. If you want to make sure you get all the variant covers, as always, I recommend getting a subscription at your comic shop. And that way you are guaranteed all those variants every time. And that's it.
I have a treat for everyone. It is Bill and Ted Are Doomed number 4. It is the last issue in this series, Bill and Ted Are Doomed. By Evan Dorkin, Roger Langridge, and main covers by Dorkin and Sarah Dyer. And the variant cover for issue is one of my very best friends, Ben Dewey.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, this is the official prequel to the Bill and Ted 3 movie. So if you want a really enriching experience and a really fun time, pick up number 4. And then number 3, and then number 2, and then number 1 if you don't already have them. And you want to know what goes on in this one? Okay, I can tell you. So the evil metal band Vile Empire unleashes a horde of chaotic trolls to destroy Bill and Ted. While back in San Dimas, the stations and robot form a plan to try to save their friends, but can help arrive in time to save our most harried heroes, not to mention our totally excellent universe.
Read and find out.
I don't know, but hopefully. I really love this comic. I'm the designer on it. It's been really fun. I love Bill and Ted. I love Evan Dorkin. So just like, what a really good time for me,
Good things all around. We had them on a stream a few weeks ago, like a couple months ago now, really, when issue number 1 came out. Brennan joined us for that one. Evan is hilarious. You should definitely go back and watch that stream. It's on our YouTube now, if you haven't already watched it. Evan and Roger did some live art, kind of showing you how he draws, the stations and the other characters. I'm really liking this series. I love the kind of riff on evil metal, death metal fans and all that. It's pretty fun. So
there's lots of fun Easter eggs in these issues too. So there's a lot to look at in the pages. It's great.
Yeah. If you loved all the old Bill and Ted comics and movies, Evan Dorkin also did the old Bill and Ted comics. So we got that authenticity still going. Yes. All right. Brett, this next one is pretty big this week.
Yes.
What you got?
So, brief departure from single issues. I don't really know. I guess this would be categorized as a lore book, but the Rick and Morty Character Guide is a really incredible book, just in general. I've worked on it for a long time, and I'm still kind of blown away when I look at it. Brennan, you might be able to correct me on this, but I would call him the lead designer on the book, Justin
Couch.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Really did excellent work on this book. Albro Lundy, who is involved with the show as well, wrote all of the entries. It's a very deep dive into each character, like every character that's ever been on Rick and Morty, every alien that's ever been on Rick and Morty. And each chapter is kind of laid out in a unique way. There's like an old high school yearbook, like a badly designed high school yearbook was like the theme, as well as like a scrapbook section toward the end, or like a crazy murderer's notebook is one of the chapters. It's a lot of fun. Anyone who likes Rick and Morty, this is like right in the vein of the show. And it was a lot of fun to work on. You should get it. It's great. Justin really killed it. So
it's really fun. Like, it really is packed with tons and tons of information. Like, how long in total do you think you were working on this book, Brett?
Time is, as someone said, a flat circle. All right. So
what is time anymore? That's fair. I always look and make sure that one of my favorite characters is in all of our Rick and Morty books, Snowball.
Snowball is definitely involved in this.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any favorite Rick and Morty characters?
I've never seen the show.
Oh. I suppose that's, I mean, great. I can't watch it now because I don't have every streaming service. Sorry, Brett.
I'm a fan of the bird person that's on the front cover. Now that I see the front cover in front on the stream, I swear I didn't just say that because I'm looking at him. The whole family, I kind of have like a weird affinity for. Just I feel bad for all of them all the time. So, you know.
That's fair. That's also very fair. Yeah. I haven't watched like the most recent season because I don't have every streaming service, unfortunately, and now it's not on one that I have, but I do need to catch up. And every time I see, like, there's a page in there about Tiny Rick, which is included in our preview pages, which you can check out on our website. Every time I see the Tiny Rick page, I get that Pickle Rick song stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Which is a great remix. You should find it on YouTube if you haven't watched it. I am not going to sing it right now. But Rick and Morty Character Guide. This was just featured by Adult Swim and Rick and Morty in their 12 Days of Rickmas, which is a thing they've got ongoing now. So you can enter to win free copies of all this stuff, which is pretty cool. And we had a preview go out today on Nerdist if you want to peek inside and look at more pages. And I think this would be a pretty sweet holiday gift for Rick and Morty fans. What else? What else have we got? Oh, I have another single issue for you all. Really excited about this series. One of my favorites, Neil Gaiman's Norse Mythology. So we're doing a comics adaptation of Neil Gaiman's fiction. His Norse Mythology book is something you can get at bookstores now. It's really great. I highly recommend it if you're into Norse mythology, and just Neil Gaiman's storytelling. So it's kind of Norse myths in his style. And he really knows his stuff. And I think it's a wonderful book. And as usual with our Neil Gaiman comics adaptations, we have P. Craig Russell leading the charge on this adaptation. Each issue features some different artists. And so in the first issue, we had Mike Mignola was one of the artists. Really great. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend picking that one up. In this issue, the main interior art is by Peter Kowalski, and the team is rounded out usually by Laverne Kinzierski and Galen Showman. We also always have variant covers by the one and only David Mack. His beautiful watercolor mixed media art. Each one features a different character from the Norse myths, and each issue in this series kind of features a different little short story from Norse mythology. There will be 3 kind of mini series of this. So this is Norse Mythology 1. And then once we've gotten enough issues out, we'll collect those in a trade paperback, and then we'll move on to the next. There might be hardcover. I actually don't remember off the top of my head. But
I think
point being, hardcover because it's Gaiman. You know, you got to have a nice hardcover book. So we'll be collecting these in 3 different graphic novels as the single issues continue to come out. But so this is issue number 3, new this week. Definitely check it out if you're a Neil Gaiman fan. They're really beautiful. And as I mentioned, we have different artists featured in each issue. So each one will look and feel a little bit different depending on the story in that issue. In this one, we have another Loki story. On Loki's suggestion, the gods of Asgard make a deal with a master builder to build a great wall. And the price is great. Freya, the sun, and the moon are all at stake. And it seems like the gods may lose the bet. So, another fun Norse mythology story out today. Issue number 3, 2 covers at comic shops. Oh, Brennan, it's your favorite. It's your favorite book.
Oh my! So, this is Octopath Traveler, and when I say the complete guide, I mean it's the complete guide. Like, it is jam-packed, full of information, and also tables which hold information, and every page is just something to behold. I would know because I was the designer on this book. It's a localization, so if anyone knows what that means, that's good, but I will just give you a little tidbit. So we've done many localizations here at Dark Horse Comics. We get a book that's been previously published in Japan, and we make those files in the book for a North American audience. So that entails re-alphabetizing any sections that are alphabetized, making the text fit on the pages because kanji is a lot more compact than English is. So sometimes we have 3.42 size font, which is very tiny. This book, I put in so many hours, and it's a really beastly baby. It's my beastly baby. So enough editorializing about my part in this book. But I will tell you what you can do with this book, and that is you can explore every corner of Orstera with the help of this complete guide, which includes insight and explanation of the main narrative, as well as boss strategies for each of the game's 8 protagonists. Octo 8, right? It's coming together. And you can do a deep dive with the environment maps and subquest information and really pretty illustrations. And you can fully realize your Octopath Traveler dream. This is from Square Enix, and this is offered in English for the first time. And if you're a first-time player of the Octopath series, or you've played it 8 times, you're going to really like this book.
8 times. I see what you did there.
I have not yet seen it IRL, which means in real life. So Kara is holding it, and I'm pretending that I am touching it for the first time. It's just really nice.
Got the nice spot gloss. We love a good spot gloss.
We love spot gloss.
We stand a spot gloss queen. So yeah, I would buy that for someone if they like Octopath Traveler, honestly.
This is
I just did Christmas shopping for you.
Yeah. You heard it here. We got your Christmas shopping list all on the stream. This is incredibly detailed. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's there's sections that are only tables, and like every page is just there are maybe one chapter is character art, and that's about it. Everything else is a map or a table or another table.
So detailed. Like, I'm looking right now at one area, I guess. Clearbrook. Bleh.
Yes,
Cave of Rio and Cave of Rio.
Mm-hmm. I've been there. It's great. Pre-pandemic.
Did you like all the things you can get in the shop are listed here?
Yeah.
Arcane knife and how much it costs. 2,200 somethings. I'm not sure what our unit of currency is here.
Oh yeah, who knows?
But I'm most interested in the following. Healing grape.
Yeah, love a healing grape.
Same. Just one grape.
Spiriting plum.
Mm.
I have never been inspirited. Olive of life, which I need that now. I didn't know that I needed that, but I need it. And a lot of other good things, including essence of grape, which I think I know what that is, at least.
That's a LaCroix.
Essence of a hint of grape. But yeah, this book is really pretty, and if you are, as Brennan said, a fan of the game, this is, wow, like one of the most detailed guides. We do a lot of guides, as Brett was kind of saying, and this is incredibly detailed. So it does remind me a bit of like the Final Fantasy guides, also Square Enix, of course. So I just, once again, really like the art style too. So well done, Brennan, for putting all of that together.
Yeah. It was a lot, but it was fun. Megan Walker was the editor on it, and she did a bang up job. So
Megan Walker.
Shout out to Megan.
We love Megan. We haven't seen Megan in a long time. We're all obviously working from home nowadays, and we have been since like March, I think.
Yeah, March 13th.
Again, what is time?
Flat.
A flat circle.
Flat boy.
Apparently, yeah. So in the before times, we would get to see Megan at those conventions we don't have anymore.
Sad.
Anyway, we have another fun book, which Brett is going to tell you all about.
Well, speaking of Spock loss, there's Spock loss on this, first of all. So, Spell on Wheels, Just to Get to You, which is the second volume of the Spell on Wheels story. I forget when the first series came out a few years back, but we go back to following the witches, Andy, Claire, and Jolene, as they are traveling along the American Southwest on trying to essentially probably save the world, I'll say. But there's lots of interpersonal drama, and they're just three super interesting characters, written by Kate Lepp, art by Megan Levins, and color art by Marissa Louise. It's a really great book. Want to be very clear that this is available in comic stores right now, but due to the world, there have been some delays shipping them to bookstores, that it should be available on December 29th in the greater book market. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for your patience, everyone, because unfortunately, pretty much beyond our control, both Diamond and Penguin Random House, who are our distributors, they're just having a hard time with shipping and things like that lately. So yeah, sometimes our books are getting delayed, and then when we find out about it, we will try to share these appropriately when you can get them widely. Especially graphic novels, because our art books are graphic novels, like we've been saying. They're available at comic shops, usually first, and then later at bookstores and all the places where you normally buy books. So if you're still waiting on this, that's why. It will be available through like your Barnes & Noble and other orders next month. But if you want it now, if you cannot wait, you can get Spell on Wheels at comic shops. And if you win the giveaway today, you get a copy. Keyword is Reagan from Mob Psycho 100 Reagan, and you win a copy of both of those books and the single issues we're going over today. So what's next? What is next on our list?
It's a good segue, because Mob Psycho 100 Reagan is next.
Wow.
Speaking of spot gloss, again, can we like zoom in on that? Like, it's so glossy. Oh yeah,
All the gloss. I can't see if you can see it.
So, Mob Psycho 100 is hilarious. It's one of my favorite series. It's by creator of One Punch Man, if you're familiar, which is also hilarious. In a world haunted by dangerous supernatural forces, there are still some problems you can't solve no matter how much spiritual power you have. Am I right? And a good thing too, because phony exorcist Reagan Arataka doesn't have any. But that's never stopped Reagan from running a ghost busting business. I mean, duh. And his new part-time office assistant is no other than Tomi Kurata, a girl obsessed with the strange and unexplained, and the schoolmate of Reigen's protege, Shigeo Mob Kageyama. Yet, whereas Mob's incredible psychic strength resolved many a case for Reigen, Tomei is as powerless as her boss, or so she thinks at first. But if there's one thing a master scam artist knows how to teach, it's the power of confidence and belief. So I truly believe you should get this book. And that is not because I'm a scam artist, because it's really good and you will like it.
Good qualification. I like the subtitle on this one too. The man with the level 131 max spirit power. Because you can't have a good manga or light novel without an extremely long title, for one thing. But yeah, so if you're a Mob Psycho fan, this is pretty exciting. We're really happy to be able to bring this to you, dear readers. Carl Horn, manga editor extraordinaire.
Legend.
The man, the legend, Carl Horn, has brought to you Mob Psycho 100 Reigen. So once again, you can win a copy. And Reigen is our keyword, and that is why. Yeah, so those I'm going to set aside because those will be included in your prize. I have one more new single issue that's out this week. And then I'm going to run through real quick. If you tune in regularly, we stream every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific because it's New Comic Book Day. And last week, we had a special feature with the Critical Role creative team, Jody Hauser and Ariana Maher, both fantastic, and also Rachel Roberts, the editor on Critical Role, as well as the Avatar and Korra books. They all joined us, and we did kind of a deep dive into the Critical Role Library Edition for Vox Machina Origins, as well as the big, huge, fancy deluxe box of the Chronicles of Exandria art book. So because we focused on those, we didn't go over all of the other single issues. So I'll do a real quick run through of those. That's why we also are touching on some of these, which are also available as of a little earlier. But first up, Resident Alien, Your Rides Here, #2, is a new single issue out this week. It's a new miniseries of Resident Alien, which has been kind of a long, ongoing series of miniseries at Dark Horse by Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse. Really beautiful. It's fun. It's got mystery. It's got aliens. And if you did not know, it is going to soon be a live action series on Sci-Fi, starring one of my favorite actors from other little shows you might remember, like Firefly. Alan Tudyk is the main character, and he's doing an amazing job. You should watch the trailers and little sneak peeks that we've got here on our Twitch and our YouTube channels. He's just doing a phenomenal job. The series looks really funny. I know Peter Hogan has been heavily involved with developing it, and he's enjoying it quite a lot. So I think that speaks well for its promise as a show for people who are fans of the comic too. In this issue, Harry has been stranded in the small town of Patience, Washington, pretending to be a human doctor for so long by this point that he's actually managed to build some relationships with the locals. Brad and Amanda's wedding day is drawing near, and Dan is concerned about Harry's safety, while a sinister federal agent pretending to be a new Patience resident visits Harry's clinic for a checkup. Or is that really what he's doing? So this has a bit of like a Twin Peaks vibe too, I would say, if you are a Twin Peaks fan. Small town, Washington. I believe for the Sci-Fi series, they've moved the location to Colorado for some reason. Whatever. As long as it's a small town, it should still fit. But yeah, our main character is Harry. He is an alien pretending to be a human, and some people might be onto him at this point. So Resident Alien, new in comic shops this week. And super quick recap of other single issues, which are in comic shops now, actually came out last Wednesday. We have Hellboy and the BPRD, her Fatal Hour one-shot. Really great new Hellboy installment. These one-shots are fantastic stories, written, of course, by Mike Mignola, with Tiernan Trevelyan on the interior art, and he also did the main cover art. Really fantastic blend. I think he's a great fit for the Hellboy universe. So this is a really fun story. Actually, there's kind of two stories in this. Main cover art is by Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart, of course. Both of them fabulous. You should collect both. That's what I do with Hellboy one-shots. We also had Spy Island #4 come out. 2 variant covers for that one, as usual, both designed by Leah Mitternique. She does an amazing job. They're both really fun. I like this VCR, VHS tape looking one. Spy Island is a really fun series about kind of like a super spy in the Bermuda Triangle, and mayhem ensues. So you should pick it up if you have not yet. Leah Mitternique, as I said, is the artist. We have Chelsea Kane writing, Elise McCall on colors, and Rochelle Rosenberg. And also they had some color assistance from Joe Caramagna in this one. Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons #2 also came out. I'm a big fan of Stranger Things and also of D&D, so we've been pretty excited to do these series. Spencer Cushing, the editor, and also guests including Jody Hauser once again, Jim Zub, Nate Picos, the letterer extraordinaire of all comics ever, and also other Stranger Things writers for us, Greg Pak and Danny Lore, have all joined us for previous streams, which you should go watch on our YouTube, where we show off the comics, we talk about all the Stranger Things comics, and then we play some D&D, because why not? So issue #2 available now. This is kind of like set in between seasons 1 and 2 of the Netflix series, and the boys are all back together after having rescued Will from the Upside Down, and they're trying to kind of regain some sense of normalcy by playing their favorite game, which happens to be D&D. And last but not least, we also had a new issue of The Orville out. This is part 2 of 2 in the latest Orville series. This one is really fun if you're a fan of the Orville live action series. We have gotten to hang out with the cast a few times at conventions. Speaking once again about conventions that happen in person, they are a delight. Everybody on the show is so nice. They are so fun. Also very attractive.
Yeah, beautiful group of humans.
Very beautiful people. And so the writer for the show is also the writer for the comics, David A. Goodman. And the art on these is by David Cabeza, who does just a brilliant job depicting all of those actors in comic form and all of the aliens too. And then colors, of course, by Michael Atiyah. So the Orville comics, really fun for fans of the show. And that, at last, winds down our new releases from this week and last, kind of. See all of these on our website at darkhorse.com. Thank you, Brennan and Brett, for joining me to talk about all of these today. I know we covered a lot of your personal favorite books.
Well, this is about all of us. So, just kidding.
I am going to draw a winner once I get back to the right tab. For our giveaway, congratulations to, I don't know if I'll pronounce this right, Orazek, Orazek, who has a sweet avatar of a raccoon.
Ooh.
Congratulations, you have won copies of these 2 books and also the single issues that are new this week. All you need to do to claim your prize is send us a message, a whisper, which is a private message here on Twitch. You can send it to just the @DarkHorse account or one of our mods, but Dark Horse is great, and we'll get in touch with you about shipping the prize for you. And that's about all for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, tuning in, whatever time it is for you, wherever you are at. I know we've got some far-flung fans. So thank you so much for tuning in every week. Like I said, on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, we do these new Comic Book Day streams, often with guests, like the time that Brendan joined us for a little Bill and Ted stream with Dorkin and crew. So we'll let you know. We do have some other fun stuff coming up. We did actually, Ninkasi announced this one. We're doing some comics with Ninkasi, which is a brewery here in Oregon. And they have a cool comic, which they are offering for free. And it is written by Jim Gibbons, who will be joining us on stream December 15th with Jamie from Ninkasi. And we've got some cool process art from Eduardo Francisco, who's the artist. It's really cool art, you guys. If you like dinosaurs, if you like beer, then there's something for you in this comic. Really beautiful art. Very excited to show it off. We'll be doing some giveaways. And so, like I said, Ninkasi announced that. We'll be adding it to our Twitch page and our website and all that good stuff coming up. But yeah, next week on December 15th, we'll have a cool stream with Ninkasi as well. So don't want to keep everybody forever, but thank you so much once again for tuning in. Thank you, Brennan, and thank you, Brett.
Yeah.
And we will see you all next week. Have a good rest of your day, wherever you are.
Ooh, pretty.
Who are you?
I'm Harry Vanderspiegel. I'm a doctor. You don't have anything to worry about. An alien.
All right, look, that's one creepy son of a bitch, right?
It's okay for people to be a little bit different sometimes.
This is some bullshit.